Hello everybody, it's Non-Scene News here, and today we've got some breaking news. And today it's a bit more political updates. There haven't been that much updates on the front line of Ukraine, just a heads up. But we're going to go to China, Joint Sword 2024 A. So today we've gotten very interesting news. China once again has uploaded on national TV, Chinese national TV, how they would invade Taiwan and what they would do and where they would strike and like how they would use their aviation. So very interesting news, and it's not just that coming from China today. We've got some uh, news coming from Taipei, which is the capital city of Taiwan. The Taiwanese Ministry of Defense has reported that on May 24th, the People's Liberation Army sent 62 aircraft as um, point of the Joint Sword 2024A exercise, which 47 of them crossed the so-called medium line in the Taiwan Strait, and 27 ships navy plus civil navy ships entered here. So the military exercises are continuing to go as planned as for China. They've crossed the line where they're not meant to be in international waters of Taiwan. They sent jets and stuff onto their waters, and it's getting very real. We haven't gotten any news on Japan or South Korea's reaction on that, but we have gotten more news coming from Minsk. As you know, that uh, Putin did end up uh, going to Minsk and talking with the Belarusian leader, and they also discussed how the war would end in Ukraine and how Putin and he said Russia is in fact ready for peace with Ukraine, but not saying it as a weak way like begging them, but it's saying that Russia is ready for peace, and and Putin also proceeds to say, I quote, Russia proceeds from the fact that Zelensky's legitimacy has ended. When resuming negotiations with Ukraine, Russia needs to understand with whom it can and should deal when signing the document. So Putin there is saying, well, Zelensky is not the real. The presidential terms of Zelensky has ended, I believe, on the 20th of May. Putin saying, who are we going to sign it with? Because you're clearly not the president legally. That's from Putin's point of view. And we got on news that Lukashenko, but the Belarusian president, also agreed with Putin. Surprisingly, I know, about Zelensky's legitimacy and how it has ended. So. And we also got news from Kiev, which I forgot to add to the map, that it really does consider the northern border to become a battle zone again. So Ukraine is saying Belarus might join the war. I don't know how true that would be, but that's just the rumors in Kiev right now, which are just rumors. All right, we've got some news from NATO. More importantly, this is the quote from the head of NATO. NATO does not plan to invite Ukraine to the alliance at the July summit. We also got news that NATO Secretary General Stoltenberg called on the countries included in the alliance to lift restrictions on Ukrainian strikes with Western weapons on the targets of the territory of Russia. So I'm just going to unpack that really quickly so everyone can understand. So let's just take Britain as an example. The British Storm Shadow missiles, which is a very iconic missile that the Ukraine uses to strike Crimea, and when the UK gives Ukraine, it gives them uh, permissions where and where not to strike. So Britain probably hasn't given Ukraine permission to use British missiles to hit Moscow. And then you could say the same for France. Um, Maybe France hasn't given the permission to hit Rostov-Don. So with every package and every single country's weapons, they give permissions where and where you cannot use this weapon. And now the NATO Stoltenberg has called for countries to completely lift it, so Ukraine will have free range where it could hit Russia. It could be Moscow, St. Petersburg, Volgograd. It could be anywhere. Kazan. It could be absolutely anywhere. So he calls for more destruction in Russia. In a nutshell, he and he also said, Stoltenberg also said that he does not know when Ukraine will become a NATO member. So clearly they have no plan to invite Ukraine in the near future. They're kind of using this war to hurt Russia. As I said, they're going to lift restrictions on the weapons that they give to Ukraine, so they can really, really do damage to Russia without without doing anything. So their hands are completely clean um, while hurting their main enemy, NATO's enemy, which is Russia, in their eyes. So that's what I have from NATO. We also got in news from America that today the United States is announcing a 275 million aid package. We can expect from this 275 million dollars, which was said by Anthony Blinken. We should expect in this package shells for the HIMARS systems, artillery, and anti-tank weapons will be transferred to Kiev. So nothing massive, no like new Abram tanks, nothing new, just the usual shells, HIMAR missiles, and stuff. And we've gotten news that we got Spain. Spain has now recognised, I think I already said this before, but I'm making sure, that the Spanish Labour Minister Diaz has uh, has said this. Today we celebrate Spain's recognition of the Palestinian state, but we are not going to stop there. We're going to continue to insist the government has a duty to protect human rights and end the genocide of the Palestinian people. And it says, and she says, Palestine will be free from the river to the sea. So Spain strongly supports Gaza in this war against Israel, and Spain is now recognise Palestine as a state, which Netanyahu said yesterday. I'll throw back to yesterday's video that he said he will not allow the creation of the Palestinian state to ever, not ever, but like to come, at least in his reign. We've got on news from Moscow. From why's my thing not working? From Peskova on the Financial Times reported on Russia's oncoming mobilization. So this is a big thing. This is what Western media is saying, like hence Financial Times and other BBC and Western uh, news outlets are saying that Russia will be doing an upcoming mobilization. I don't know how they would know because we've got no news from Russia saying it, but if this does happen, we could expect another 250,000, 300,000 people just to be mobilized like the last time. Let's not forget, Russia's only done, I believe, one or two mobilizations, while Ukraine has probably done 10 or like 12. So this will probably be, I think, Russia's second mobilization or third. So, and that does go in co in hand with the news that we just got today, that that we have Russia is increasing its forces into the Sumy area. We've got more increased news is that Russian vehicles, Russian tanks, Russian troops are mobilizing on the Sumy area. So we can expect, as I said before, like a Kharkiv offensive. This just like a bit of a border conflict, just to put spread out Ukrainian troops from the whole Ukrainian troops from the whole front line and keep them, on their toes. Or it could be an all-out offensive. Who knows? We have gotten the last news today. Did I add it on here? In Odessa, there's been a massive brawl between civilians and military personnel, with videos of it being published on local Telegram channels in Ukraine. The Ukrainians have not reported if it's related to the work of the Ukrainian recruitment officers. So there's been a big fight between the military. We don't know, as it said, we don't know if it was against people, military officers trying to mobilize people, because we can see it's night. There's a lot of people trying to enjoy their day out. It's probably a Saturday over there, and it seems that Ukrainian officers are just picking off easy picks, so they can send them all the way to Avdiivka or Kharkiv to face the Russians and gamble with their life and life or death. So we'll see. There's been absolutely no really big news in the Russian front line. We've gotten news that um, just in the Avdiivka direction, Russia has improved its. Can I edit this or what? Yeah, has improved its defensive lines to these tree lines. So we can see that Russia has completely stopped all efforts on really. Well, I wouldn't say like a full-on all-out offensive in this direction. So they're just doing like local offensives just to improve their defensive structure on this line. So Russia is not going to do like this massive Avdiivka push, which they did do, which kind of put this whole area. Oh, sorry. Which kind of put this whole area. So we're looking at what, something like this whole area being put on Russian control. So really big chunk of the Donbass region. So we've got more news that for Chansk, nothing really has happened here. Just more bridges have been getting exploded. I forgot where it is, but there's just been more bridges that have been exploded, more battles. This is definitely on Ukrainian hands as part of Verchansk, so we've got nothing from this side of Kharkiv. So we've just got news that Ukraine is sending more and more troops, more and more people onto the front line. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Non-Scene News. I will update you on the world's just non-scene news out there, and I'll try to keep all of you in touch with just everyday news. And I hope you enjoyed. I wish you luck from afar, and I hope you have a very, very good morning or afternoon or good night. So, thank you for watching, and have a good one. See ya.